been very intense. Behemoth is a Polish band, so you know the connection with Poland and vodka. This creates a problem for Scandinavia, but I think we did a fairly good job.
We're handling well.
Assistance from Brazil here. We've almost managed to at least hold the line against the Polish.
So in terms of alcohol, would you say that your stronger point was moonshine, vodka, stuff like that, whiskey, or more beer?
I would say vodka. This is the, Slovenia. This is the drink of Scandinavia, Poland. Everybody else here in Europe. So I would say that from my narrow point of view, it's been vodka.
And for you, coming from Brazil?
Yeah, it's been a lot of vodka, man, and grappa and shit like that, Yeah, it's been a lot.
So if there will ever be a possibility to do this type of tour in South America, do you think then you have the better chance of winning?
Yeah, most probably, because we have some additives there to,
This is a very bold statement, but I think he's right, man.
Yeah.
You know how it is when you're in your own forest with your own gun. It's be hard to beat you there. So. Yeah, and with Polish, Scandinavian pale, we can only take 5 minutes of sun and then we die, he kill us like this. And we would love it, like, yeah, kill me again.
All right, this tour has also been about kind of preparing people for the release of the second Entombed A.D. album, Dead Dawn, which is out on Friday. How did people accept new songs beside the Midas in Reverse single that was already released?
Surprisingly well. Everybody thinks it's really on point. Not everybody, but everybody that I've heard and talked with about it. We fucked off on a few songs, so it's at the same time it's like more to the point. It's also really like out there. So the general opinion has been overwhelmingly good. So we're really chuffed that people like it. And it's really hard to say because this is like people that's gotten the advanced copy and it's not like you can make an interview and say it really sucked. So you always say it's good, but it feels like there's. Maybe we did a really good job this time. It's really, when recording, it's impossible to say. You just do your best, and then you hope I like it, and that's the only thing you can do. But so it's going to be very interesting when it's get released and see what the people think, so to speak.
Okay, you've been a session guitarist for Entombed since last year, if I'm not mistaken, or longer?
Yeah, since last year. The end of May, I joined.
How did you get the job?
We were touring in South America, actually, and then we got in touch, fell in love, and drank a lot of vodka, and then everything happened. Yeah, I think that was the connection.
So, were you much more successful in drinking than they were when they were in South America?
Maybe, I would say, he showed us, how should we put this in a politically correct way? Other things in life. No, honestly, when going on the road and there's so many musicians and people out there so when you find someone that you really like to hang out with, and you're also still maintaining professional level, so you don't just hang out. This is worth gold because you're like this constantly on the tour, grinding it. So I think this was like everybody just was really comfortable with each other. And if it's like any relationship, really. Yeah. You go get a coffee first, and then you get laid. And so.
Okay, how was it for you to join a Swedish legendary death metal outfit?
Oh man, it was just incredible. As Nico already said, that besides a professional thing and playing and stuff, we hang out a lot and it fits together. I felt really comfortable with the guys, like if we know each other and played from the very early days, so it's been really cool. Having a good time, definitely.
Cool. I would also like to ask you, What was the hardest song to learn to play?
Well, the old songs, they sometimes you get a little bit. Yeah, sometimes you get a bit confused with the old songs. The way they were recorded and stuff, it sounds really good, but it was a little bit confusing to get the song from the first and second album. But it worked pretty cool, pretty well. So, all of them. But the songs from the two first albums, I had to work a little bit more on them. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
When people now go to see Entombed A.D, do you think they still want to listen to Entombed classics, or are they also eager to hear songs from Back to the Front and now?
I'm hoping both, because I mean, at the end of the day, the only reason why we changed the name, and we didn't change the band, it's the same fucking horse shit as always, but there was some extra horse shit, and some guy all of a sudden, they became a legal issue, blah blah blah. So we're really focusing on anyone that wants to hear. I mean, we've been playing Entombed songs since I joined the band, and all of a sudden one guy's out. So we do exactly the same thing, but also obviously we make new music. So we're hoping that people, and it feels like people, I mean, because they get the new stuff, they like the new stuff and the old stuff. So there's like the old school guys, they're gonna be there, but you wanna like turn them on to new, and also find new people to like. Because I mean, we're not relying on whatever happened 25 years ago. We play the songs obviously because it's Entombed songs,
yeah.
but it's not like this is the focus. It's not like so it's a band in motion forward. So we wanna get better, and for us it's just we're playing the catalog, but it's not like we're relying on. It's really nice though to have these many albums to choose from. So the biggest problem we have is to remember all the songs. So it's like, well, yeah, but you played this for 2 years. Yeah, but this was 2 years ago. So now it's like, what the fuck is this? And this is the only hindering fact when you have like, otherwise we could have like, the pick and choose. And this is really nice when you don't have the set list and you have like a bunch of songs, and then you go like, well, how about this? So you just go by feel, instead of following like. But this is hard because there's only so many brain cells in these heads.
But the reaction of the crowd on the new songs it's really been good. really good, man. Really good. People are even singing the choruses and stuff. It's working nice.
This is really nice. Yeah. I was really amazed too, like that they would really like it this much.
Yeah.
So after this tour and after you go home and release the album, you are continuing the touring cycle with Grave in the US?
No, with Amon Amarth.
With Amon Amarth. Yeah, so there is a big possibility now for the younger fans who listen to Amon Amarth to probably for the first time witness the classics such as Entombed.
Well, hopefully. I mean, this is like Amon Amarth are good friends, really good band, and they have a really strong, foundation all over the world. So for us to go with them, I think is a really good package, and people that hopefully we're going to find Viking metal lovers, the people that has focus on Scandinavia and just show them like a different side of our metal. So yeah, this is great, really cool.
Okay, in the long career of Entombed and now Entombed A.D, it seems that the band went full circle from like old school death metal into some, let's say, still aggressive regions of music, and now it's back, let's say, to the old school. Where do you think that Entombed A.D can, let's say, can develop in the future?
This is what we're. I try to not think about it, and I don't think no one thinks about it consciously. But you realize that you can't just. Especially with Entombed and the past and the founders of blah blah blah. There's so many people that want you to go back to where it was. Fucking stay there and shut up. This is impossible. No one. We want to do it exactly the same thing, but at the same time incorporate something. Just make it more. Even more aggressive, faster, better, bigger. And I think this is the ambition for any band, If you don't have this urge to become what it is, but more, then do something else, So, but it's not a conscious okay, let's play this note because, so it's at the end of the day it's music, So anything, you can do anything if it feels right. You can have a trumpet, no problem, even though this is not the classic death metal instrument, but if you use it right, no problem. So I think this is the general, like, you know, don't think. Bruce Lee said this, don't think, feel.
Yeah.
Wise man, Bruce Lee.
It fits the song, do it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then probably some Brazilian flavor will also come in.
This is very nice. We have maybe the Scandinavian kitchen has a little too little hot spices, yeah. So now we have a good storage of different kind of peppers and all these other spices that come from South America. No, so this is I really want some Brazilian fucking drive in there.
So, yeah, I think so. Even with a different mask, you still recognize me. So, you started with Sunlight Studios, and now you will actually get Sunlight influences from Brazil, right?
It would be very nice. Not many people realize that's why it's called Sunlight, but if you've been there, the first edition and then when they moved, there's absolutely no sunlight to be found at all. And more to the point, there wasn't any air. The ventilation, when they built the second edition of Sunlight, it turns out that the ventilation was disturbing the neighbors. So they had to like put fucking cloth into all ventilation holes. And then everybody, this was like 90s, so non-smoking was like, what the fuck? So there's like 10 guys in a basement with everything's closed. One door open, just smoking, going brr, brr. Horrible. So this is the name Sunlight, because I've never been so far away from sunlight in my life.
And Brazilian metal studios in the 90s, how were they?
Whoa, man, I got from the 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah. Never been in the 90s.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know, but yeah, nowadays we have really cool studios all over the country, big ones, small ones. Everybody's doing a good job there. So. But from the 90s, I didn't record anything, so I don't know.
Okay, and what can you say to the Entombed fans? What they can await in the upcoming, not just days releasing the album, but also?
Well, I think they're gonna, I think we're kind of like from back to the front to this album, sort of established something. I don't really know what it is, but basically what it is now we've gotten to know each other musically because with a change in lineup, this is always like, it's like basically a new lineup. You look at everything differently, so it's like, okay. And now with this album, I think we have like found a sort of now we have the tank rolling. But again, man, more, better, bigger, and faster. This is like, we don't try to think about it like, okay, it's going to be a concept album with, there's no, try not to think, just, again, Bruce Lee, feel.
All right.
So it's going to be the same but better, louder. Did I say faster?
Okay, thank you guys. It was a pleasure. I wish you a good last show of the tour.
Cheers, man.
And
Yeah,
enjoy.
we're going to need it.
Cheers.